10 packages,
Right.
and I gave part of them out. I'm 81, so I had to try it, and it's absolutely marvelous. And I have ordered the convention package, so planning on making lots more money than I have been making. So thank you
Perfect.
so much for everything.
Congratulations. Yeah. Yes, the product is well, we are going to talk about that in a second. I don't want to jump ahead of me. Anybody else?
George, I'll share. We
Hi,
have a
Freda. Good morning.
hey, good morning. We have a big open house in Orlando this weekend. If anyone knows anybody in Orlando, it's on the calendar.
That's
Dates.
cool. Orlando's in the house. Florida. Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, we're going to start this morning. I want to share something this morning that actually we have done that before, and it has to do with the basics. But the reason I want to share it because right now it's like, and I mentioned it at the before convention. I don't know if you remember, I was telling you it's so important to go to convention because it's going to be different. I know some people were saying, "Oh, I already been in convention. Why do I have to go to another one?" But this because it was going to be the beginning of something different. The feeling is not only because the product. I said, yeah, we are going to have an amazing product that also is going to be a big game changer. And now, and we are excited coming from convention. We had the product, we had the new tools, we had the AI that is amazing, etc. But many people come back and we forgot that if we have some basics that still they apply. Yeah, convention started a new era, but the basics still apply. And I'm gonna go through those today, because just to remind me, and it's a reminder also to myself. But anyway, okay, let me share my screen. Okay. First, I'm going to start with this one. And you have seen this before, by the way. I believe that repetition is the mother of every skill and is the formula of success. Now, this formula of success is for our intentions. It's for when you are looking, you want to set up a goal, when you're thinking in the things that you want. And before that, after that, I'm going to go into the process that is the process of success for every business. First, the formula. This formula, actually, I learned it many years ago when I went to the first seminar with Bob Proctor, and then I saw it again. And I don't know how many of you saw the movie The Secret. They repeated there, and this formula is so important for success. And let me go back. It's just to have an intention. What is your intention in the business? Think about that. What is the intention? Now you multiply that intention for the action. And I'm going to tell you why it's not plus, but it's multiply times attention. Attention is your intention, and you have to get the attention in the things that are going to get you there, the things that are going to help you in the business. And now that doesn't mean the attention has to be 24/7, but it's important that you have attention. However, we have to be careful also when we have attention when we are not doing the business, because is our we have an intention in the business, but if our attention is outside in the sense that we say, oh, I don't know if I can do this, or oh, it's so hard to find people. We are getting their attention and the things that are going to reinforce that big feeling. Think about that, very important. Multiply by action, because we have to have action that equals results. Now, why is multiply? Because let's suppose that you have the intention to reach something, but your attention is zero, or is the opposite. What is, it's like a number. What is one times zero? What is 100 times zero? What is a million times zero?
Zero.
It's zero. The same, if we don't have action, if we have a zero there, it's not plus, it's times. Attention, we can have a great intention, great attention, but our action is zero. Guess what? Intention times attention, It could be a number. Let's suppose that 1,000 times 1,000 more is a million, and then you have times attention zero. Guess what? The results are going to be zero, or they're not going to be the result that we want. That's so important to remember. The intention, attention, and action is what is going to give us results. Now, and we do it with emotion. It's not like we say, okay, yeah, I'm going to go into the business. Yeah, I'm going to do this. And yeah, I'm going to be focusing in the business. I'm going to put some action. If you don't do it with emotion, emotion is what keep you in motion. Think about that. When you put it in motion, that keep you in motion. And that is why it's so important to remember this. Now, we talked about this before, but I want to repeat it because, especially now that we are in our way, we are literally in our way to the next stage of the company. That is the way is the momentum. Momentum, like we said before, is when we are when the company start growing so quick because a lot of people are getting to know us. And the product that we have is probably going to be one of the catalytic. We have amazing products again, because all of them eventually also were going to be known in the marketplace. But now with the new product, we have something that is much easier to share, and the results are so fast in so many areas. You hear in the last 3 days that when we have testimonials on the call, people are talking not only about the action, not only about the focus, but they're talking about dry eye. They're talking about feeling and anxiety is control. The sugar levels are going down, pre-workout. I mean, so many results that this product eventually a lot of people are going to know it. And when they say that, first of all, costs about almost half of what their energy drink goes around, and that they just give you energy and headaches because they have the ingredients they has. This is going to push the company very high. And as you sort of you probably remember, I was talking about that before convention. It's why I was telling people, telling all of you, very important to be in convention because this is different now. Then we have the basics. And now, this is your DMO, daily method of operations. It's your name list, first of all. Very important that we keep feeding the name list. Well, this morning we hear how the great contact that it was this person that was approached that say that is going to connect that person with so many other things. That's an example. Adding always name list by talking about this, by sharing the product. That product again is opening a whole window that if we are shy sometimes to talk about something that we have with this product, is so much easier to open doors. The name list is a list that is going to keep growing, and that name list is with in many ways we get it. People that we know in person, people that we connect on social media, and the company gave us an incredible AI. Tomorrow we are going to be talking about that. But anyway, the next step is to connect, and you heard this from me many times. Now, by the way, this guy I'm showing you, I learned it from a guy. His name is Burke Hedges. He wrote the book "Who Stole the American Dream," and he became a six-figure per month earner in the late 80s. That was before I got in network marketing. Imagine in the late 80s getting that kind of income. But anyway, and we became very good friends after that. But anyway, here you connect. That's the first thing, connect. You have that name list, and the purpose of the connection is to invite people to the presentation, and of course, creating a connection too. But invite people to the connection, to see the more of the business or the products. And again, if you want to grow, is you have to make sure that you're talking about the whole enchilada, whatever we want to call it. But anyway, the next one is presentation. And presentation is very simple. It's when you are directing people to the information. Could be a presentation that you are doing, a presentation that somebody is doing. And again, we have the tools, better tools than ever. For me, the best tool definitely is Zoom because you can connect with people everywhere. It doesn't matter where they live, but also in person. And we have the app, we have the videos online, the presentations online, etc. And the next one is the follow-up. The follow is very important because it's keep connected with the person. Follow up is just to keep the person informed. Many times people in the follow up, and we have the script for the follow up in our website. The first follow up, many of them sign up or buy the product. However, follow up is something that it doesn't have a limit how many times you follow up. My story when in the company that I was before, where I have a large organization, the person that follow up with me follow up for 41 weeks in a row. And he was counting them. I was not counting. It's just that he mentioned it to me. And when I sign up and then in conventions, he was saying, yeah, I follow up with George for one time. Imagine my organization was close to 1 million people. Imagine if he had no follow up. That he suddenly create a huge other organization that make his original position so strong that even that the sales of that company has going down, still his income has not going down because he still has a lot of the organization that I left there, and not only me, but other people too. And then you repeat the process. Let me repeat. You connect, you present, and you follow up. And this is the process. It's very simple. This is a process. And by the way, this process works in many other businesses too, because you have to connect with, you have a business, any business, you have to connect with the people that you want to attract. You have to present them what you have, even if it's a restaurant. And then you follow up. It's why they ask you in many places, they ask you for your card, your number, etc. And they send you different text with offers or emails, etc. This applies to every business. It's the heart of every business. And of course, they have a name list that they keep filling. They start with the people that they know. When I open a restaurant, I have a few friends that have opened a restaurant. The first people that they tell is the people that they know. They call me, say, George, I am opening a restaurant.
A ella le gusta
Your
usar los
phone.
vestidos
Make
con
sure, by the way, that you mute yourself. Okay. All right. And that you have that's all the process that every business does. Every business does, because if you are not having that, you always tell first your friends first. You are a dentist. You're going to tell your friends, restaurant, tell your friends first. That's why it's funny when people say to me, some people say, I don't want to talk to anybody I know. I think I am puzzled. Now, if we were operating a scam, I understand, but we are not. You have products that you already know that they are changing the life of so many people. We have them, and most of them we have it on the PDR. We have studies, and we had the best results. The products work. The products work. They are not in trial. And let me repeat: the products already work. We know that they are not in trial. We had the evidence. We had the documentation. Documentation beats conversation. Documentation beats conversation. Of course, we had the documentation, plus we have the results. Amazing. But the follow-up is so important. And we did this with consistent action. Now, remember, we do it with emotion, like I said before. Now, we have, and right now, again, we just came out of convention a couple week. It's going to be 2 weeks already. Wow, ago, and it's like starting all over again, but in a good way. But at the same time, we have to make sure that we have the right habits. Remember, Nilbert was talking about the habits on Tuesday, how it's so important to create a habit. And this is a habit. You make sure you are connecting, creating your list, you are connecting, presenting, and follow up consistently. You are creating some, making stronger that habit to do it every day, even if it's 1 hour a day, even if it's 4 or 5 days a week. When you start doing that little by little, that time is going to increase and you're going to start making more money. And you go to the basics. Again, this is the habit. One example is the Project 100. You see these pages in our page, in our website. Make sure that you repeat it again. I printed out again, by the way. I left I left mine. My wife went back to Texas, and I left my whole thing. I'm going to start repeating it again. That's something I'm going to be doing tonight, but I'm going to make my list again. However, I in action. I got, for example, there is a person that is a leader that I have in another company that she left one day years ago. That was years ago. And then I tried to reconnect when I came to Utah, and I couldn't get a hold of her. I couldn't find her in Facebook, and the phone number that I have, I couldn't connect. I said, well, she changed everything. Guess what? I've been posting every day using the AI, and then I was yesterday working out, and I say, Hey, amiguito. She called me amiguito. How are you? What's new? And I say, oh, yeah, I'm here in Utah. We had to meet. And she said, oh, I'm here in Canada right now, and I'm going to Spain. But what's up with that energy and that collagen that you have? She was following me already, and she probably when she saw my post, she started getting more. And I told her an overview. I said, okay, call me tomorrow, or I send if you want, I send you the credit card. Tell me what is the best package. I send you the credit card, and you sign me up. I trust you. I'm going to give you an address where to send it because I'm going to be traveling. Tatan, I couldn't find her. Why? Because her status changed, her last name changed. That's why I couldn't find, and she changed her phone number. But she's still in Facebook. It's just that she got a new account, and that's why I couldn't find her. Her old account was inactive. Wow, very important. Now I didn't. I had her in my list, but I couldn't find her. It's just that I was posting also in social media, and she found me there. But anyway, but this is very important to make the list and use this memory jogger, we call it, who is in your family, etc. People that you have, your email address that you have, the cell phone numbers that you have, but business card, people are self-motivated, etc., etc., etc. That help you to reach. That's the first part. Because remember, we are going back to the basics. Then your smartphone to start finding people in your phone. And then we have here some, by the way, all this slide is going to be, it's already in, because we did something with some of this slide in the past, but I'm going to have it in the presentation on the channel, on our channel. When you go to the bottom of the video, where is the information and the description of the video, we are going to have all these slides that you are seeing right now. But anyway, here as an example of connect voice text, sending a voice text to people, and we talked about this before. Um, and I'm not going to go through this, but you can have a picture of that if you want to, because for the sake of time, I don't want to go deep, but make sure you use scripts like that. This is an example. Then presenting, we have this form, and you have seen this form before too, many times. We start using it again. We write the name of 30 people that we are going to connect with. Now, what's the difference between this form and the one before? From here on here, you're going to have the 30 people that you are going to connect in the next week, 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. The first one before is getting the names of everybody that comes to your mind. And you can make more than 100 names, by the way. Just because the format has 100 places for 100 people, that doesn't mean that you stop there. You keep filling names. The more names, the better, but you start with 100. But anyway, this form, the difference, again, you have the names of 30 people that you're going to connect in the next 30 days. And then we keep writing down the 15 that they say they are going to see the information, or they see the information, and then we are going to assign the people that are signing up. Now, this formula reads that from 30 people that we invite, if we invite right, obviously, 15 are going to take a look at the information. Could be in person, could be a Zoom, etc. And 5 are going to sign up. Now, your numbers could be better or not as good, but that doesn't mean that you stop. You make sure you keep adding numbers until you get to the point that you sponsor 5 people every month. And by the way, can you imagine when you have people in your group that are doing that too, how far your group can be? I'm presenting there many. Okay, I saw the right side. Zoom, so one-on-one, home presentation, three-way call, recorded presentation, videos, etc. Now, this is the form that is also in our website, where you keep track of everybody that you are meeting. Now, it has 5 columns for follow-up, but actually, many cases, you are going to do more than follow-ups, like Jimmy did with me. He did 42 times. But this is a form that you can have with you, every person that you're connecting, and you are following up. Thank you to Antoniette for this formula, this form. I have another one, but we like this one more. It's why we use this one. Now, and this is it. Okay, let me get out of here. Boop. These are the basics. This is what is going to take you to success. When you do that consistent, that what I just show you, consistent with persistency and never give up, eventually the numbers are going to happen. You heard the story of Mark Yule when he started in network marketing. He was working as a bellboy in a Marriott hotel in downtown Salt Lake City. When he was invited, he was not invited. He was looking at the presentation where I was helping to set up the rooms for the hotel. And he said, "What is that?" And Jeff Smith, I know him very well too. He was the person that was leading that event. And Jeff is not confused with Jimmy. Jimmy, they were not related. Jimmy lived in Pennsylvania, Jeff here in Utah. And Jeff Smith told him, invite him, okay, come to my presentation. And when Mark was going to quit, he said, just keep doing it. Eventually, you're going to succeed. And then set up the goal to, okay, go to 300 nodes and come back to me again. Guess what? Before he finished the 300 nodes, he was already making about $6,000 a month. Do you think he was going to quit? No. And he kept going until he became a multimillionaire. Those are the basics that I just show you. First, the mindset, the intention that you have. Where is your attention? And to put the action and results start happening. That's the mindset. And then the action. Make sure that always you have the list of people that you're connecting with and adding more people on the list. And around that list is you have the connection. That's where you invite people to the different tools that we have or presentations. Then you have the next one presenting and then follow up. Just following those processes, as simple. Eventually you are going to be successful because that process never fails. That's the process, like I said, that basically every business person, every business, doesn't matter what size or how big do it. It's just getting our business is much simpler because we don't have to have all the machinery, all the stuff, all the different things and permits, etc., that you may need in other businesses. This is much simpler to open a restaurant, for example, for those of you that have had restaurant or most businesses. It's much simpler and with a bigger potential unless you are able to franchise the restaurant. But I work in the restaurant business. That's not fun. That's not fun. You learn a lot about food, but that's not fun. I have to tell you, unless that's your passion. But that's another story. Anybody wants to say something about this? I would like to have your opinion about what you heard today or your thoughts or your experience. The lines are open, although you had to mute. Hi, Christine.
Good morning. Good morning. I think that was excellent. It's a real simple business. It's just follow it and be consistent. I think the worst thing that you can do is start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. And that's the killer of your business. You get excited, you come back, oh, I'm going to do it, make my list, and then you start calling, and then you get distracted. But if you keep on this consistently posting, just like you connected, and reaching out to people, doing it, numbers never let you down, but people do.
That's
So
right.
that's it. You actually put all your eggs in one basket because someone says, oh, I'm going to do it. And then you stop working. You think you're waiting for that person to sign up, and then they don't. Now you've lost a month. So just do exactly what George is telling you. It's all very well organized. Very good.
Thank you. And again, when you say sometimes we get distracted, by the way, every distraction has the same value. It's a distraction. And it's why I admire many people that they are going through personal challenges, health, etc., but they don't get distracted with that. They don't get distracted. They still put the hours that they know they need because they have a dream. Because they have a dream and they put it in action, and we see the results, even if they have personal challenges. Personal challenges, yes, that happen, but they are part of life. We don't want us to distract it. We remember in this business, you don't need to work 8 hours a day if you don't want to, especially at the beginning, because 99% of the people are part-time. Oh, I see Adrian is on the call. Adrian,
Hi, great job today,
good morning.
George. I thought it was really good. Yeah, the tracking forms are awesome. I think that's the most important. I know for me, like in my brain, like I have to just be writing it down, in some way, shape, or form. Just really helps. if you can even get through the tracker day 30, the one where you're connecting with 30, you reach out to 30, 15 say yes, 5 will enroll. That's what I would be doing right now, just to help boost the volume in your organization, boost the new growth in your team. I like to just pick one one thing and go for it. And then that's my only focus, right? Is making sure that I'm bringing on new leaders and new developments in my team. So I thought that was really good. I think what honestly gets in the way for most people is sort of your inner confidence. Sometimes you get hijacked a little bit where you're like, I don't know. In the past, I tried this and I had a lot of no's. I had a lot of people tell me they weren't ready yet, or, that this was not working, or, stuff like that, or they weren't interested. And so you have this little voice of fear that like it's going to be the same as it was the last time you tried to do this. Do you know what that feels like? Yeah, exactly. And you're like, ooh, that was, it's like when you touch a hot pan as a kid, you're like, ooh, that was hot, that burnt, right? That burnt pain. And so sometimes, we have to remember our perception is our reality, and we need to sort of redirect like what could have been or felt like a painful moment. Was it really that painful? Were the no's really that painful? No. Were the like, maybe, but I'll call you back later, and then they ghost you. Was it really that painful? No, right? Was it really like just so upsetting that you would never call Becky again? No, right? Like we're still people's friends, right? We're still out there doing what works. And so I would just say, usually when you have like a big spirit of fear, like you're sort of engaged in a moment of fear before a moment, immediately as soon as you break through, as soon as you get through what George is saying, we are all distractions are equal. That's true. Okay. So like a lot of distractions is just a distraction when it comes to this. At the same time, like he's saying, you can just do this in an hour or two during the day. It doesn't have to take 8 hours of your day. So how can we sort of flip the script on what you went through versus how this is going to be different? I think it's having different intentions around it. So where we're talking about a names list, maybe you set your focus or you set your aim and you write down a few qualities of the people that you're looking for. So yes, you're going to write down a names list, but maybe you're looking for somebody who's self-motivated. Maybe you're looking for somebody who's driven. Maybe you're looking for somebody who's already had network marketing experience. Maybe you're looking for somebody who is confident. Maybe you're looking for somebody who has no fear, right? Maybe you're looking for somebody who's business minded. They're entrepreneurial. They like to make money. They're busy, but they're open, right? Those are the types of people you're looking for. Like, Christine said yesterday on the call where she was talking about we're still finding our board of directors. Yes. And what George is giving you today is the theory to get to those board of directors and the activity, the action that needs to be taken. Right. So write down, print those out and have 2 forms up in your, sorry, this is really loud here, up in your, wherever you work, wherever your office space is, have that tracker form 30 and write down 30 qualities of the people that you're looking for so you can redirect your brain. Who am I looking for? And guess what? If Becky's name pops up again and you're like, gosh, I just really want Becky. I just really think Becky would be good. She's told me no 500 times. You're going to write Becky's name down again because there's a reason. Okay. So it's okay when we as entrepreneurs we go first, right? And so it's okay for you to say I'm going to go at it one more time even if Becky tells me no again. Now you're just developing character strength, right? Now you're just like, hey, Becky's going to know how serious I am these next 30 days, right? But it's okay. It's all right. So I would just get in there, rewrite a new names list, one that has the qualities you're looking for, and one, like print out 2 forms, in other words, the qualities and the names, okay? And yeah, you're gonna pull some names over that you've previously contacted, especially if they're network marketers, especially if they've had experience, especially if you see them as your top 10 board of directors, highlight that name. And I really want you to get inspired, right? Inspired action is better than just like trying to throw noodles against a wall and hoping something sticks, right? Inspiration will come to you. And I know it. I know it like I know it because I've done it a million times. All right. So when I'm making a list, I might have the same name over from 12 months ago. Doesn't matter. There's a reason that name is on there. I know there's some people who we just don't give up on because it could take time. Look at George, you guys, and I know George has shared this before, but in his first company, his sponsor called him 41 times in a row, sent George products, George threw them away, right? He brought him in millions of dollars. So have you called Becky 41 times yet? Have you called her once a week to check in and see how she's doing for 41 weeks in a row? No, you haven't. No, you haven't. I know it. All right. Consistency is key. So I will say that. Do not let fear get in the way, or don't let fear be the distraction either, because honestly, it's like, what is fear? False evidence appearing real. It's not true. It's not true that your opportunity is what they said it was, or that they're not interested at this time. Okay, maybe that's true for them, but it's not true for you. It's right. It's good. George just gave you all the reasons why the opportunity is good, right? So make sure that you guys stay on it with that. Don't give in to that. Awareness is key. Make sure you've got 2 lists going. One that shows the attributes of who you're looking for so that you can meditate and be inspired by those people. That is who you're attracting. And then your names list, which is you doing the activities to find the people that fit into those qualities. Yes? So that's the way I would look at what he just put out there. All right, George, great job. I'll be quiet. Okay, we'll see you.
No, thank you very much. No, what you said, that's definitely, and what you saw seen so this week so far are the basics. We heard Nilbert was talking about the habits, very important. Christine, like yesterday, like Adrian was mentioning, the board of directors, and this what we see today is the action and the process. Just these 3 things is it, and I know it sounds very simplistic, but that's those 3 things, doing those 3 things as a part of the business is taking you to your goals, because you are creating better habits, you are looking for the people that are going to be your leaders, and you are doing the activities, mental activities, that is your intention, your attention, your action, and then you are doing the activities that produce those results. We are in a great company. We have amazing results on the products. We are very unique, and it's interesting. If you don't see it yet, it's because you are new, probably. But we are so unique. For those of you that went to the convention, know that when you see deeper the products, that we know that the products are unique. The pay plan is simple and different, and we have an amazing products, and we have a hero product. The reason when I mean hero product means a product that can work so fast and in so many areas that it's gonna open so many doors. But anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for being in the call. Make sure tonight we have at 7 o'clock, we have the opportunity team call. Tomorrow, Friday morning, social media, and Saturday, I'm going to go through the pay plan for those of you that want to go deeper on the pay plan again. And because the more we see it, the more we believe it. Because I'm acting, obviously, because you get paid. When you start getting paid, even if it's a few dollars, you say, whoa, this works. Pay me a few dollars, probably I can add an extra zero and an extra zero and an extra zero. But anyway, thank you for being here. This is being recorded, and